If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. I love this quote because it forces you to think about what's really going on with social media. How are they using my information? How are they collecting all of my actions? Why are they putting pixels on my computer, following me around the web? How are all these targeted ads popping up in there? And how is this affecting my health? Many of you may notice, actually, it's not good for you. It may be affecting the way you sleep. It may be affecting your relationships. In today's video, we're going to talk about the negative implications, how you can actually hack Facebook to be useful for you, and if need be, how to quit. Now, don't get me wrong. I think you can responsibly use Facebook. In fact, I've kind of hacked the system. I'll talk about how I'm doing it here in a few seconds, but I use it as a bookmarking service. I also use the live broadcaster so that I can stay in touch with my family, give them updates when we've been traveling around the world. However, there's a dark side, and it's not really talked about all the time, of how Facebook isn't, in many cases, bringing us closer together. It's actually dividing us. Look at the latest election. You didn't see anyone's mind changed on Facebook. What you saw are tribes all of a sudden come together, and you started cutting off your neighbor. You started cutting off friends and family who didn't have the same political views as you. You also see the comparison where you look at your family, your day-to-day situation, you see these beautiful pictures of another family. You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm a complete loser because my wife doesn't look like that, or my kids apparently don't behave like this for a family photo. It forces comparisons on us. When it comes down to it, the negatives of these social media platforms are real, and you need to recognize them. So let's talk about how you can hack Facebook. Tip number one to hack Facebook is to disable notifications. Now, this applies to everything on your phone. And in fact, I encourage you to put your phone on silent, turn it off when you're not using it, and don't let messages or any other apps out there have notifications which are going to grab your attention. We feel important when someone has talked about us or notified us, and we want to go check it instantly. Don't fall into this trap, because when you do this again and again, it becomes an addiction. It becomes you're checking your phone every couple seconds, even when you don't hear the beep, whenever you don't even hear the notification, because you're hoping, and that's what you want to avoid. Tip number two, set your privacy settings to the max and make it so that people can't tag you in photos. So I know when I mentioned that earlier, some of you guys saying, well, I want to be notified whenever someone tags me in a photo because I want to make sure it looks good. Well, how about you just don't let them tag you? Are you going to lose out if that doesn't happen? How about setting it up so that random people can't request to become your friend? Sure, it feels good when some attractive woman you don't know sends you a friend request. But really, what good is going to come of this, especially if you're a married man? Be careful of those yellow flags and avoid them by simply setting your privacy settings to the max. Tip number three for hacking Facebook is to unfriend useless friends on Facebook. I know that sounds incredibly cruel, but let's face the reality. You've got some true friends on Facebook, people that if something happened, you would drive across the country to support them. If they needed money, you would wire it. If they had somebody die, you would spend the night with them on the phone consoling them. And then you've got people that you don't even know who this person is. How in the world did I connect with them? What is going on? So if you've got 2,000 friends, if you've got 1,000 friends, probably 50%, 75% of those people you could unfriend. How to do this though? Actually do the birthday test. So Facebook is kind enough to let us know whose birthday it is. And if you wouldn't get on the phone and call that person and wish them a happy birthday, maybe you need to unfriend that person. Tip number four for hacking Facebook is to get rid of all that useless information. How do you get rid of the useless information? Well, first off, realize most of the information there is useless. So be selective about who you follow. Instead of unfriending people, if that was too extreme for you, you can go back and you can unfollow. I usually go through, and if I don't like what a person's posting, because maybe they're ultra political, maybe they post a lot about cats, maybe they post a lot about just something that they're passionate about, but honestly, I don't care about, I simply unfollow them. Now, it's not unfriending them because I can go check out their profile, but by unfollowing them, my news feed is no longer cluttered. And you slowly can do this, and you will be surprised at what's going on with a lot of people you haven't heard of for a while, or maybe some pages that you liked a year ago that actually it's relevant to you. Now, the ads, you can actually select and tell that this ad is not relevant to me. This ad is offensive to me. So control the information that's being shown to you. Facebook hack number 5, change your password frequently and don't save it on your device. Use random letters, random numbers. Not only is this more secure, but when you go to check it on your phone, maybe over on your computer, you realize, darn it, it's not worth, like I was just going to randomly check it, but I can see I have to re-enter that code. I'm going to have to go find it. I'm going to have to enter it. It's too much work. I'll worry about it later. And guess what? You did not check it. That little barrier is enough to stop you from going in there and you're going to end up spending less time on Facebook. Hack number 6 to spending less time on Facebook: delete the app from your phone. You take your phone everywhere. So not having the app there no longer is the temptation to check it. In fact, what's funny is when you delete the app and you're going to be checking your phone probably for the next few days saying, oh, it's gone. It's not there. Again, enough of a barrier that maybe you'll want to reinstall it. And I understand for some people in business, you want to have it there on the phone for the live broadcast. But I think most of us can get away with actually just simply checking our laptop computer, our desktop whenever we need to. And we don't need to be checking it when we're out with our kids at the park. Hack number 7 for spending less time on Facebook is to simply outsource it. Yes, give it away, and this specifically applies to companies, people that are using social media to grow groups, to grow pages for their particular companies, or maybe people that are looking to start a business. Maybe if you are looking to build yourself up as a personality, is this the best use of your time? So you can find very affordable people throughout the world who will manage your Facebook, other accounts out there for social media, Instagram. Yes, you may argue they're not going to do as good of a job for you, but if you're just getting started with your business, guess what? The number one job of your business that you should be focused in on is growing the business side. Oftentimes that has nothing to do with social media. And by outsourcing, you force yourself to actually figure out what is the monetary value of growing my presence on social media, and can I set up a system so I could hand this off? So everything I just talked about, those are hacks to getting what you want out of Facebook, to bending it to your will. But let's talk about still, what if Facebook is not worth it? You're like, Antonio, I don't want to go through all those hacks. It's affecting me in a negative way. I'm not sleeping well. I'm always checking my notifications. I'm addicted to it. Then I would recommend that you take a step back and possibly just quit. In the description of this video, I'm going to put a link where you can just click that link and it will take you right to the place on Facebook where you can delete your profile. And if you're really serious about this, do it. Why not? Because what's the worst that will happen? You'll have to recreate your profile. Oh, isn't that an opportunity for you then to be more selective about who your friends are, who you want to engage, who you want to follow? And that may be actually a great thing. And I've seen people quit and come back. But I've also seen people quit and say, my life is so much better. Because yeah, I'm not getting the notifications about the party that I didn't even want to go to, but I find that people that really care about me, that I have a deep relationship with, call me, send me a message, send me a letter, send me an email. So you have to make the right decision for you. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments what you think of videos like this. It's a little bit outside of style, but I do think it is related to business communication, how we feel about ourselves, hence why I wanted to cover it. And to my friend Chad, I highly advise you just quit, because everything that we've talked about, to me, it seems like the right choice. And what's the worst case scenario that will happen, man? You're going to end up coming back stronger. That's it, guys.